All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at that point in time in life where you're like, man, I don't know what I should be doing right now.
I want to make a difference.
Volunteer. It can change lives. So we got big brothers and big sisters of Puget Sound here with us. We do have Lewis, CEO of Big Brothers and Big Sisters in Puget Sound, and little brother, big brother, right? You guys are coming a package deal.
That's right, package deal.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Wonderful.
So we've got a lot to talk about, but I really want to get the 411 on your story, because this is really, really cool. I know people know about Big Brothers and Big Sisters and they get the idea, but they don't really necessarily know what it entails.
Yeah, how does it work, kind of a thing.
Right. Let's kind of start from ground zero. You decided to jump in.
Yeah, so 6 years ago, a little more than that, I decided to jump in and I got matched up with Sean. And from the first day, we knew that it was a match. So we went to visit the Fremont Troll, and when we saw that troll, we were like, okay, this is a partnership that's going to last. And so yeah, we've been matched ever since. We usually meet once a week.
What's from your perspective, for folks who maybe don't quite understand the whole Big Brother Big Sister program, it's kind of part mentorship, part friend, part whatever it is that maybe you need in your life, just somebody to talk to maybe outside the family. What did you get out of this?
Just someone to hang out with when my family's out.
How's it been?
Have fun with.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I think taking that first leap, especially for those who want to volunteer and maybe reach out a hand to help somebody, maybe extend their wing, that moment that you made the decision to actually move forward with this, how did that go through your mind?
I've always liked volunteering. I never knew what I wanted to volunteer for. So when I was growing up, I remember seeing some Big Brothers with some of the other kids in the neighborhood, and I thought, this is going to be a fantastic experience. It seems so good for these kids. So when I had a chance, when I grew up, I decided to sign up. And as I said, when I met Sean, I knew that that was the right thing to do.
Oh, you guys look OG right there. Look at that photo.
Lewis, as CEO, talk about the program at large, because I think a lot of people know the brand. I became a Big Brother when I was at Washington State University. I was in the Greek system. Part of it was, hey, you guys got to volunteer. Go find something to do. And I thought, I don't want to just, sweep up some dirt. I want to do something impactful. And somebody kind of put it to me. They said, well, the Big Brother program's here in Pullman. You could get matched up with a young man and kind of give your time and your resources. So how do you talk about the importance of this unique opportunity to volunteer?
The importance is that we focus on the relationship. And it's not a thing to just do homework or to go somewhere. We are really intentional on finding the right compatible match. And we have a lot of options for folks, right? Some folks have time to do things on weekends and evenings, go to ball games. Others want to be in the school space. Others want to use technology and online. So we have all those options for someone who can give about 4 hours a month, and find the time to be someone's friend, to be there, to show up when someone needs it, and to just hang out and talk about the future and
we should make
success.
Sure we hit on that, because I know we're short on time. People who are saying, I've always wanted to do that. What is the commitment? It's about 4 hours. Is it a financial commitment? A lot of people want to know what it
It's
entails.
at least 4 hours a month. We ask for a 1-year commitment at the minimum, and find time to spend with the child. Yes, and we have other opportunities. If someone wants to volunteer and help out with events, we also have ways for people to be donors and corporate sponsors. We have a path for anyone to get involved.
Look at that picture. All right, so what are you doing here? He's talking at his wedding?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Looks like a toast to me. It's the man.
Yeah. Talking about how much I like hanging out with him.
Did you pay him to say that?
Yes. I bribed him with that cake.
Yes, it's Big Brother.
Yeah, I was super proud when he stood up at my wedding. He's groomsman.
That's so cool.
And gave that toast.
Do you think this will be lifelong?
Absolutely. What do you think, Sean?
A unique bond.
Let's knock them up there right now.
Stephen, Sean, Lewis,
cool.
thank you all
Thank
for
you
being
guys.
here. Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Thank you,
Folks want to
guys.
know more. What's the best, quickest way for them to get in touch?
Inspirebig.org, and you can find everything you need there.
In fact, we're even going to make it easier. You can just text the word BIG.
Yeah, we'll kick you back that
BIG,
link.
206-448-4545. We'll kick you back everything you need to know.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good luck.
Thank
Keep up
you.
the great
Thank
work.
you so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Let's kick it over to the ladies.
Thank you guys so much. You know what? It is time to get ready to go back to school. I can't believe it. I feel like we just started. So I know a lot of you want to get your kids ready, you know, physically and mentally. And Dr. Meade, you've got some really great tips that go beyond a shopping list.
Yes. Well, firstly, I want to say I just love that story about Big Brothers because I think mentorship is so important for kids. But so the first thing we wanted to talk about was sleep schedules. And I know we've already gotten some questions about this. It's really important to start shifting sleep schedules now before your kids go back to school. So it takes several days, up to a week, even a little bit longer, depending on how late your kids are staying up in the summer. You can only really shift by about 10 to 15 minutes per night. So that can be, you know, it can take a while for some people. So if your school's starting after Labor Day, now's the time to really start getting those sleep schedules back on track. So that's our first tip.
Okay.
Our second tip, oh, and I think we have a graphic about how many hours of sleep kids need. Are we going to put that up?
There we go.
Perfect. So it's a lot more than people think, and I think a lot of parents are really surprised about this. So you can see here, based on different ages, kids need different amounts of hours, but even teenagers need 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night, and we know teens tend to go to bed really late, so that can be a challenge for a lot of people.
Okay. So wait, I'm trying to look at this. I'm trying to decipher here. So 7 or 11, when I'm looking at the teenager years, what is that? I mean,
Yeah, so 7 and 11 are kind of the end of the spectrum.
Oh,
so 8
I
to
get
10
it.
is that optimal range. Some kids only need 7, some kids only need 11.
I
so there's
slept, I
kind of
think,
a wide
11.
range. Yeah,
I was one of
I
those
know.
kids.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could get 11 hours of sleep? That'd be great. So that's something I think it's really important for parents to just think about now.
Okay.
Okay, so the second thing we're going to talk about is that kids who are anxious going back to school.
I'm sliding in on this
Okay,
very
come on in.
topic because I have a young middle schooler who just got her first locker yesterday, and Dad, it's on the bottom, and I don't. How do I do? So I know all about
Take a
this
breath.
anxiety that's
Yeah.
happening. What should we know? How do I help her?
Elementary school to middle school is a huge
Yeah.
transition. I think
Sure.
it might be the hardest one for kids because they kind of go from being at the top of the food chain to a totally new school where they're the youngest. They might not know as many people. For kids who are really anxious, or really just kids in general, it's a great idea to do some previewing. So practice how they're going to walk to school, or are you going to drive them, take that route. For younger kids especially, go to the playground during the summer. Let them play on the playground, kind of get a feel for the school. And then for kids who are really nervous, it might be a good idea to go ahead and meet the teacher ahead of time just to kind of address those anxieties.
I think that's a great idea because even before I started working at King 5, I drove the route to here to get here.
And then remember I took you around the hallways and showed you your locker and all that stuff? Yeah.
Well, it's good. I think, you know, so much of the fear is about the unknown. And so if we can just
Right.
help kids sort of
For sure.
understand what's going to happen, that's great.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3. Okay, so number 3 is if you have specific concerns about your child, so developmental, learning issues, learning styles, whatever, then it's really important to go ahead and meet with the teacher beforehand. So most schools are open at least 1 to 2 weeks before the first date. And so it's great to go ahead and meet with the teacher or the administrator and just talk about those specific things that you might be worried about.
Good. Okay, number 4.
Okay, so number 4, backpacks. Lots of parents have questions about this.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you have a backpack that has really nice wide padded straps, make sure it fits your child well, and so really the bottom of the pack should sit right about the waist. Straps should be close to the body, and most importantly, a kid's backpack should never weigh more than 10 to 20% of their body weight.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last but
Quickly,
not
we got to get
least.
to number
Last but not
5.
least is homework, and the main thing here is just to have a plan going into the year before it starts.
yes.
Where is it going to happen? When is it going to
Right.
happen? What are the responsibilities going to be?
Good.
Ooh.
Good.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Great tips.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Love those tips.
Coming. Ready or not, school's coming. Thank you, Dr. Meade.
All right, we're going to get to more of your text messages about the surprise
Your
pregnancy
surprises.
concern. Yeah, we got a lot of that, so we'll be right back with more of that.
All right.